Who are we?
Nobodies!
Speak for yourself.
Okay. We're Canadian filmmakers with the dream of surviving financially on the backs of our films.
Welcome to our show where we bring people along on our film journey.
Maybe we can learn a thing or two.
Maybe we can teach people a thing or two while drinking beers.
I mean, if you can't drink beers while filmmaking, what's the point?
We are Fable Forest Films, failing our way to success.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. I mean, our show. First frames first.
Good day, and welcome to episode
I don't know.
of First Frames First.
Hi.
My name is Adrian Konstetten,
I'm Jason Green.
and we're coming to you live from Jason's garage.
Would you say we're live?
Yeah, totally live right now. Like, if you are listening to this, it is happening right this very minute.
Right.
We're broadcasting.
So here's what's happening.
Tell me stories.
My office, where we normally podcast, well, sometimes we podcast at your house. Sometimes that's pretty much it. Well,
Sometimes we go for a jog.
my office is destroyed right now. I'm trying to clean it. I'm trying to reorganize it. I'm trying to prune some of my books and VHS tapes and DVDs and things that I have.
Jason has an obscene amount of VHS tapes to the point that it actually makes me a little mad that VH tapes went out because you have such an incredible collection.
Well, I don't think they've gone out.
They are out. They are dead.
They're not dead.
They are
if you
dead.
have a VHS player,
No.
which I do,
No. Have
you
you
can play VHS tapes.
You've obviously never watched a Blu-ray then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're
but-
like, oh, let's take this VHS tape and crumple it into a...
Okay. So let's get into this for a second.
Okay, let's do it.
But we are having our podcast this round from my garage. As you can see, we have a giant film projector behind me. Over there, we have film wheelchair. Over here, we have microwave stand. So just relax. It's a messy garage.
This is the set of a new movie.
Oh, probably not.
No.
Are you feeling like I'm uppy enough over there?
I'll get you some more up because you have a little baby voice.
I do.
Like, I think my voice is louder on your microphone from over here.
It feels like it. See, are you sure?
I just turned you up almost max.
All right.
Okay, I mean, it's okay. I'll just max you to
Hold
the
on, I'll
max.
come. Here we go. Maybe I should speak into the microphone.
Totally lean into the microphone.
Anyways, okay. VHS tapes. This is the thing. If there's a movie like Ready Player One or Cars or the new Star Wars movies, I would rather watch them on Blu-ray. I will actually not even watch them on Netflix. I prefer to go get the Blu-ray and watch them on Blu-ray.
Totally.
But for a movie like The Last Castle or Black Hawk Down or, I don't know, Natural Born Killers, something like that, I don't mind watching it on VHS tape. Like, it doesn't bother me.
SD quality is fine for you.
Yeah. If it's something that was old and it's not crazy colorful, you know what I mean? Like, you can, especially if it's a little gritty, it kind of feels cool for it to be old and not quite sound perfect. And
Okay.
I don't know, I it's weird, I know, but I do sit down in the office and throw my VHS tapes on all the time. So
That's crazy.
you know, I also, like I said, have a Betamax player, but I only have like 4 movies. Buckaroo Banzai, Buck Rogers,
Yeah.
Follow That Bird, Sesame Street movie.
Okay. I mean, VHS tapes are like, that's how I learned about movies, was by going to the video store
Yeah,
and getting VHS tapes. You know what I mean? That's how we grew up. That's how we learned to love them.
absolutely.
Is by sliding it in the machine. You're like, damn it, they didn't rewind it.
So, I've often thought too, would it be fun to make some sort, like if you just had 1 million VHS tapes, would it be fun to do something with them? I don't even know what you could do.
Like
with
an art piece?
an art piece, or like a wall.
Totally. Like what do you mean? Like you just stick them all on the wall?
Oh, just make a wall out of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're bricks, essentially. I
Yeah.
mean, they're. I mean, I wouldn't live in a house made of VHS tapes.
Yeah, you would.
I might.
Yeah.
Like depending where I lived.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you had a walls made of VHS tapes and like shellacked them or whatever with, with clear coat,
Yeah.
waterproofing system?
I think you could get away with one wall being like that.
Mm-hmm.
It would be you would every time if all four walls
Mm-hmm.
were that, you would have an epileptic fit every time you walked into the room. You'd be like, too much stuff.
I don't know. I often I've mentioned that I do feel comforted by all my stuff.
You're twisted. You're
I know,
twisted.
it's
Nobody
not
loved
good.
you when you were
It's
growing
just-
up. You used to sleep hugging VHS tapes.
No, my dad's a hoarder. I'm
Trying not to be a
trying
hoarder.
not to be a hoarder, but
Yeah.
I do collect stuff. So, but I do got to get rid of it. I just got rid of Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. I don't even know why I have that VHS.
I don't
tape.
even know what that movie is.
Brutal.
Yeah.
So,
In today's episode,
mm-hmm.
besides speaking about Jason's VHS collection,
Yeah.
we're going to have a little chat about Eight Limbs quickly.
Yeah, season 2 or season 1?
Season 2.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. So let's
And a little bit of a progress report, I suppose. We'll just let people know what's happening, what's shifted, and we'll keep it short. We'll keep it sweet. We'll make this happen.
okay. Before we talk about
And
eight limbs,
good night, guys. Thank you very much. No, I'm joking. Carry on.
before we talk about 8 limbs, let's bring up something that my dad and I were talking about, and you can weigh in.
Okay.
So, my dad, huge supporter of everything that we do.
Mega fan.
Mega fan. I'm sure he's watching right now. So he called me out of the blue today and he said, I watch a lot of Dragon's Den, Shark Tank sort of things. And, people come on there to pitch their stuff all the time. And one thing that a lot of people are already doing by the time they get to Shark Tank is they have done a Kickstarter program or they've done an IndieGoGo or whatever. And, have you guys thought more and more about doing a Kickstarter with Postman, right? And so he kind of went on to talk a little bit about watching 24 with Kiefer Sutherland, how much he loved that show, and just, again, kind of loving the idea of jumping back into Postman if we could. So, I gave him kind of what I thought, but, his point was, you have people can create Kickstarter campaigns that, last a year long and they make, $1 million to make their project. Or
Can it
whatever.
last a year?
I don't think that it can.
I think
I
you
think
got
it's like
30 days.
3 months, I thought. But
Oh,
anyways,
okay. We need to look up the rules. I thought it was 30 days.
I think it's more.
Okay.
Just because I have contributed to some Indiegogos and Kickstarters that kind of roll over time. I don't know about a year, but some I think can go for a while, maybe 4 months.
Okay.
So Kickstarter campaign, next movie.
Okay, Google. How long can a Kickstarter campaign be?
I mean, let's just
60 days.
okay. Ask OK Google about Indiegogo.
Okay, Google. How long can an IndieGoGo campaign be? 60 days.
60 days.
Both Kickstarter and IndieGoGo cap the maximum length of campaigns at 60 days.
So I suppose that if I've been paying attention for a while, it's because I contributed during the contribution phase, and now they're giving me updates. Is that what we're probably saying?
Totally.
Yeah. Okay. So 60 days. Are we ready or interested to launch? Now, I suppose you could do multiple Indiegogos for the same project. Probably you could probably do an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter and say, for this Kickstarter, we're trying to raise money for this,
For this particular thing. Yeah, you could do that, and you don't want to. You have a set number of people that you're going to be asking money from. So you don't want to ask the same people twice.
Right. So I feel like at our stage of the game, well, let's continue to hear what your thoughts are. I'll lay down a couple of my own thoughts.
Yeah, an IndieGoGo campaign is a really tough thing to get right, or a Kickstarter campaign is a tough thing to get right, and you have to, for those 30 days that your campaign, or 60 days that your campaign is running, you need to work it like a job. You are every single day, you are phoning people, you have cards printed, you have flyers printed, you are like making it happen, right? So we did that in Postman a lot.
Now I would say that also more than just the 60 days.
Yes,
to build a successful campaign, you even need to be warming people to the idea
totally
that you're going to be coming up with a campaign 4 months before.
And what happens is you're also playing an algorithm game with Kickstarter itself. So you want to make sure that your people who, and this I've listened to this on a podcast about people raising money for films and stuff.
Right.
And you want to make sure that the people who you like line up a certain percentage of people who are willing to donate.
Right.
And you say, when the campaign opens, you donate first. So it like shoots you out of the gates.
Right.
And when Kickstarter or IndieGoGo see that you're doing really well, then they move you to the top of the page, and then you start performing better.
Well, the other thing too is that with everything, if you're looking for $1 million, let's just pretend, if you're able in the first couple days to get your first 200,000 or 250,000, it's more likely that people will continue to contribute and try to get you the rest of the way.
Totally.
Maybe even not 250 for $1 million. You almost want to get halfway there. In the first few days.
Totally. And you need to be strategic about that, and you need to set that up beforehand. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not just like, let me start the campaign and now let me start pushing. And I want to ramp up to it. And
that's kind of what I said. What I said was that, it's not something that you just turn on and then let money slowly trickle in over time and whatever. Not only that, you really have to, it has to be a business plan. Like to me, the ones that are successful are going to show people what you're going to do with the money. They're going to show what the investor is really getting, right? And these are patrons basically, right? People don't want to give you $100 for a poster for a movie that's never going to come out, right? They want to know that you can do it. At least I do, Like when I give to these guys, I don't give a lot, I give $25, $30.
You know what? I just gave a buddy $20.
Did you?
For an acquaintance that I know.
Okay.
Who is raising money to make his movie.
Amazing.
And he started a website, and he's accepting donations on the website, and I threw $20 his way. And you're throwing $20 his way, not sure whether he's going to actually make the movie. Yeah,
and I will say, although, I don't want to say this too loudly, but I give people money that I don't even know. And I try. Totally. I don't do it all the time because I don't have tons of cash, right? But when I'm flying through things, if I'm on Twitter or whatever, and I see what somebody's doing, and if it kind of strikes a chord with me,
throw them a couple bucks.
Yeah, and the only reason that I feel like I can share this on my podcast is because I know my wife doesn't listen to the show.
So you're safe.
Safe. Yeah. Anyways, but like, I was saying that one of the ones that I gave to a bunch of months ago was one of those Dollar Baby Stephen King.
Yeah, totally. Short films
that's being done. So
yeah. So what I would say to that, I love the idea of doing an IndieGoGo or a Kickstarter, but I think you just gotta be careful, and you gotta be ready. And so what I would say for Postman is we got to know the budget that we're going to be aiming at, and we got to have the script ready to rock.
And that's what I said too. I was like, the thing is, you also have to make a decision. Is it an amendment to what you're already getting? So let's say we get a deal to make Postman for $1 million. Let's pretend, but we want to raise another 200,000. Right? Mm-hmm. Maybe we can do an IndieGoGo and say we've got $1 million, blah blah blah. We need another 200,000, etc., etc. Or are we going to bring the whole thing down? We're going to make Postman for 150, and that's what we're going to try to raise, and we're going to try to go hard and make that amount or whatever. So,
Yeah.
so I think a lot of decision making around Indiegogo, like I told my dad, I said I'm not adverse. It's just, it's going to be whenever we go down that road, it's going to be a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Like
It's like
everything that we do is a lot of work,
Yeah.
and so I'm not ready to light up
a big thing.
another big thing while we're working on this other stuff.
Yeah.
So we do have to really think about it, but it's not off the table. But it's
Oh,
something. It's something we
I
need
think
to.
I think it's a
work with.
valuable tool.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't think it's a Hail Mary. I think it's one of the weapons in your arsenal
So
that you have is when you need that extra
yeah.
$5,000 for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You have an avenue that you can exhaust that avenue.
So that brings me to the next question, though, which is, as we near the completion of Shifted, should we be looking at posters and buttons and things and whatever's that people might enjoy? Buttons might be stupid, but a cool Shifted poster, a cool first crack at a DVD, blah blah blah. And should we be trying to raise another 5 or whatever we may need to get to the end of Shifted with an IndieGoGo for Shifted? Something to think about.
It is something to think about.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, there's still work to be done. There's still
Yeah.
a fair bit of editing and things that we're going to need dollar bills for. So, we've had an amazing group of investors, and we probably have a little bit more opportunity there, depending on how we want to push to the end. But IndieGoGo is an option too, and that just lets a lot of people come in at a little and get a little something, right? If everybody wants a poster or like I said, first crack at a DVD or whatever, first tickets to the premiere, etc., things like that.
Yeah. But those will be local people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So something.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
In the brain box, let's think about it. Also, we also want to know how much money we need to finish.
Digital downloads. I don't know. I don't know what all the options are.
Yeah.
You'd have to dig around to a lot of cool IndieGoGos and see what a lot of people
And
are
then
doing.
what makes it cool? Because if they have a full trailer,
Yeah.
then that's what we need.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We need a full trailer.
For sure.
And it is a tough movie to do a trailer.
Yeah. I will say that some of the
Without giving
IndieGoGos that
stuff
I've
away.
really enjoyed, which is stuff that we have, is I've enjoyed receiving concept art. I don't know, it's
That's
really
cool.
cool.
That is cool.
It's cool to get a poster, a legit poster for the movie, and some like behind the scenes stuff and concept art and stuff like
Yeah,
that
that's
that you can see. But anyways, something to think about.
Cool.
Okay, 8 limbs. So just speaking about Shifted, though, again, we continue to push forward.
Yep.
You've gone through this. Last time we talked, you were gonna hit through the script, which you have done, and put together a kind of a plan for the rest of the scenes. We are very likely going to be pushing to shoot the remaining scenes in the wintertime.
Yeah,
We might as well get.
we might as well get the winter, and then we can do away with the VFX and all that kind of jazz because
Yep.
we have to. Have you spoken to Mike?
So the thing is, Mike will. I don't know how much time he needs to grow his mustache back. So I would say either he's got to take that time, or we've got to fakeify the mustache.
Totally. But if he could start growing it,
Well, the thing is, you don't want to put a fake mustache over a little bit of a mustache.
he can shave it on the day if it's not long enough.
I mean, yeah. So
Because can I tell you something? If the fake mustache looks caca,
for sure,
then what are we gonna do?
for sure. So we got to get him, Mike. You ready? He's not watching the podcast either.
We got it. Yeah. We wanna. Like you don't wanna. It's an unnecessary corner to cut. Just if he starts growing now.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully we will be close enough.
So, you also put together a list of sound and all that kind of stuff that we need.
Post-production workflow.
So that's been moving along.
Yeah.
We are again talking with our monster people, and so we're starting to get the ball rolling again to get all that stuff done. So you guys are gonna hear updates, but it should be interesting once things get rolling again really quickly. So good.
Yeah.
Okay, so 8 limbs. Couple things. First of all, everyone, thank you so much. so many people have been reaching out to us about our show that we put on Bell 5 TV1 called The Art of Eight Limbs. It's a Muay Thai
I better have a drink because I'm talking so much.
fight documentary. Yeah, why don't you talk about all the people that have been reaching out to us?
Well, lots of people have been reaching out to Jay. Nobody reaches out to the guy that
made the whole
makes the editing decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So
Totally.
Anyway, it's totally like what I will say is, so it was released on the 27th of August.
Yeah.
And we are waiting to get the streaming numbers back from the service provider Bell.
Mm-hmm.
And we're excited. We want to know kind of how the show's been doing because a lot of people...
5 viewers.
5 people. So we have heard, like, in our sort of just social community, people have been like, where can I watch it? Who has Bell 5? Where... You know what I mean? Which is great to see when people say that. Because it just means that people want to see it. Now, my wife watched.
Where did she watch it?
Just at home.
You have Bell?
No.
Oh.
But we're going to switch.
Oh, wait. She watched it on the computer?
Yeah.
Oh, cheat. Good. That's cool. What did she think?
She said it was boring.
Really?
She was like...
Awesome. Okay.
She was like...
Sorry, everyone. I was excited.
No.
But...
She was like... What she said was she needed to be drawn in more.
Okay.
So initially I got really offended. Initially I was like, you're never... Actually, I just like gave her a lot of shit until she was like, I'm never watching any of your stupid stuff again. Is what she said. And then we went to bed. We went to bed in a half. But the next day after I cooled down...
Yeah.
A little bit because I was offended. Then I was like, okay, there's always validity in when someone says that.
Yes.
Right. No matter who it is, if someone's like that's crap for this reason, there's validity in what they're saying. They have an opinion, right?
Yeah.
And I think she just wanted to care more about our fighters, and it's not the fighters' fault. It's our fault. And I think we made the best show with the footage that we had and what we shot.
Right.
We want to draw people into their lives a little more.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I took from that piece of harsh criticism.
I love it.
Came
Amazing.
down the love part there.
She cut you deep.
Yeah, man. Like literally, we basically had a little tiff and then we went to bed in a huff, didn't say anything to each other and just went to bed, went to sleep. Like,
oh no.
Totally. I was totally hurt.
It's
totally
a good thing
stung me.
it's a good thing that your wife doesn't watch the show either.
Yeah, no, she doesn't listen. Nobody we know, except for your dad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have some buddies who listen.
Yeah,
they're good guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
So that aside for a second, try to go to Bell 5 TV1 if you can, and watch our boring show.
No, it's not. It's actually it's really good.
Yeah,
it's a really great show. It's
yes.
like fast paced. It's hectic. She was coming from a really she's comparing us to the best documentaries in the world, the best sports docs in the world.
Right.
That's who she's holding us against, and that's a good standard to be held up against.
Sure.
Right. And it's not. We just need to film a little more behind the scenes with the fighters, and we will make people fall in love with them. Amazing. And they'll root for them during the fight, and it'll be a different thing, you know. Yeah.
So, we definitely want people to keep watching on Bell 5. That's where it is exclusively for the next couple weeks. People have been asking how else they can see it. We are talking about potentially showing it on the big screen at a theater here in town, and doing like the gala nights that we love having. Have a bunch of the fighters come out, everybody dress up. It could be a lot of fun. Yeah. So we'll see if we're gonna do that. And then of course we're gonna be looking to see where else we can put it in the next little while. Mm-hmm. So some discussions to be had there about where else people will be able to see it.
Yeah.
But season 2, I think we might have mentioned a couple weeks ago that we are pitching to Bell a couple different shows. So I don't know. Do we want to talk about the different shows that we did submit to Bell?
Yeah.
Now, did we talk about the other shows that we
submitted to Bell previously?
Yeah.
During the first season? No, we didn't.
So
I don't think so.
I will say it has been a lot of fun. We like pitching, we like coming up with ideas, and it is kind of fun to be cut down.
You think you have a home run,
Yeah.
And then you sit down in front of someone and they're like, no.
Yeah.
Just like an idea that you've been mulling in your head for a couple weeks,
Yeah.
or a month. You've been, and then we could do this and we could do this and this is how we'll put it together.
Yeah.
And then you sit down with someone and it takes them about 5 seconds to be like, we're not interested in that at all.
Which is cool. I mean, that's fine. Or they've done something like it already,
Yeah.
right? So, but I think in season 1, when we did get the Art of Eight Limbs, we had kind of an idea for like a show of local breweries, right, where we go around.
And that's probably one of the most common shows that they have on the site.
Yeah, when you
Actually,
go look
on
at
their
all their
streaming
different
platform.
shows, they do have guys that go out and hit the different places. So that's totally understandable.
Yeah.
I still like the idea, although I can understand why it would be boring. But for me, I like the idea of going around to local sites that have been the sets of scenes in major, television shows or movies that people would have watched, and see the area, tell stories, maybe try to reenact the scenes that are happening there, like those old Sweded shows.
Yeah.
But anyways, so this time we pitched a couple new ideas.
Yeah. So I'll just talk about the one idea that's kind of a friend of ours that you all know well, Derek Lackenbauer, he approached us and he said, listen, you guys, there's this buddy of mine, Andrew. How do you say his surname? Do you know? No.
Fresnajovic.
Something like that. It's an amazing surname. But he's an amazing chef. But he's an amazing cook. He does not work in a restaurant. He's an IT gent. But he grows all of his own food in his garden. And then he makes these amazing dishes at home. And everybody raves about how good his cooking is.
Yeah.
And people have asked him, why don't you open up a restaurant? You'd be so good at this. And he said, no, I like to make smaller portions. And I want the people to be around me who are tasting the food. That's why he makes it. It really is art and love for this guy.
Yeah.
So we sort of sat down together and we were like, we could make a show where we follow food from his garden. Obviously, not all the food is from his garden, but we follow a large majority of the food comes from his garden, and it goes into the kitchen. And then we were also getting the meats and things from St. Jacob's Market. It all ends up in his kitchen.
Our local farmers market.
And he cooks it up and he makes it into a dish, and friends come over and then he serves it to his buddies and everybody loves it and they think he's amazing. And so we titled the show Grow, Cook, Love, and we pitched it to Bell as one of the new show ideas that we have, and they were not horrified by it, to the point that they said, let's get a screen test.
Yeah.
Of the guy, because the show is going to live or die on
With the
how
host, for
personable
sure.
Andrew is.
Yeah.
And if people like listening to him speak and like
and he can speak.
he can speak, and he's very personable.
For sure. So it'll be, can we put a camera on him, and he's gonna walk us through his garden. He's gonna talk us through things, and he's gonna talk while he's cooking, and he's gonna show. And can he do that? And so I think that's next step for us. It's very exciting.
Because we didn't get shut down straight away, which means there is interest.
There's hope. There's always a chance.
There's a light at the end of this Grow, Cook, Love tunnel, and we're very excited about this show because we'll get to eat some of Andrew's food.
Yes.
I mean,
it's great. So he made when we went to drink and talk about this.
Yeah.
He made us some healthy pizzas, and it was awesome. So, and then of course.
Then what's the other show that we pitched besides?
Well, we definitely pitched Art of Eight Limbs season 2.
Yeah.
We feel really good about the first season. We think we can do a better job. We kind of we're working through it. We're getting the feel. Next time, it's all about making sure that Adrian's wife loves the show. Whatever we have to do.
Whatever we have to do to make sure that she loves the show, because she's one of the hardest people to please. She's not going to say she likes something.
No.
Or like she's just not going to. She's just going to tell you exactly what she thinks.
Which is great.
Yeah, what you need. It's healthy. It stings.
Yes, it does.
But it's very good. And so you see, most people are gentle. They'll be like, I really love these things about the show. Have you thought about this?
Right.
She was not like that. She was an axe from the heavens that cut my heart in twine.
Well, that's good. You should thank her for that.
So anyway, so we'll work on that. We'll find a way to just make us care more about the fighters.
So I think we have some work to do for Art of Eight Limbs season 2, and so I do want to kind of get to there really quickly, and we're at a half hour, so we'll try to wrap things up soon. But the other kind of idea that we threw out, and I don't know if this is going to stick or not. We shall see.
Yeah.
But I think something that you love the idea of is working on a kids television program, like for toddlers and babies almost, which is really cool. It's a very interesting and giant market to be in, and that's where we want to play.
Huge.
We want to, as you guys know, make dollar bills making our art, or goofy faces and whatever we call art, right? So
the thing is that it's all in. We make goofy faces, but it's in order to build the infrastructure, and that infrastructure will help us make fiction films or TV shows or whatever.
Absolutely.
We want to make movies, but we're also trying to build a little machine here.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So we've been, you watch a lot of children's television with two girls.
Yeah.
I have watched a lot of children's television. Yeah. I have friends that are in the children's television
that's right.
zone.
And they are
huge.
They are big.
Which is really cool because it's really neat to... I've known them for so long. Like, if you think about...
Are they married?
No.
Okay.
So I've known her for so long. Excuse me, I went to high school with her. So you watch somebody who started off like taking weird pictures with like the costumes are so old and ghetto and just guitars and just singing, being like a busker basically.
Yeah.
Right. And then over the years, so many birthdays later, things keep happening and, they're just grinding. And then one day I find out, I saw their CD in a store, and then, a couple of years later, and I bought it.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Even though it's still in the packaging because
I don't want to listen to
I've got it downstairs. But, and then years later, I hear from someone like, oh yeah, they've got a special that's going to be on Treehouse. And Treehouse, when, I don't know about Connor, but definitely when Lex was a baby, Treehouse was the kids station with all the like, I don't know, Arthur and shows.
So just who are these? Who are these?
They're Splash and Boots. Splash and Boots.
Now it's funny.
I was gonna say Puss in Boots, but that's not right.
Yeah. So when you first mentioned that, I was like, no ways, because I had just watched them on Treehouse.
That's funny.
Like I had just like a couple of weeks before.
Yeah.
I turned on Treehouse for the girls.
Yeah.
And there was Splash and Boots.
Yeah. So, I mean, I still don't really know how huge and successful they are, but it was pretty cool when you were like, oh my God, those people.
Those guys.
It's like if I knew who the Wiggles were,
Totally. The Wiggles are just on another level.
Yeah. So, anyways, it would be very cool for us to play in this zone and see what we can do. And the neat thing about Bell 5 TV1 is it's a streaming service with a bunch of different shows, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of them, if you look at their kind of catalog, a lot of them are like cooking shows, sports shows, combat shows, couple like martial arts type stuff, lots of food, lots of like these are the people in our city sort of types
a lot
of
the same.
Yeah. And so, we pitched it out there and just said maybe a show for little kids, because kids watch shows on repeat.
They do. They put it on loop and they'll watch it again and again and again and again.
Right.
If you got 10 episodes on there, each kid will watch that 10 episodes like as many times as you let it run.
Especially if you have catchy songs.
Catchy songs.
So we batted a bunch of ideas around, and one thing that you really wanted to do was, talk about kind of where your interests lie as far as inspiration.
So the thing is, we do spend a lot of time on on YouTube with the girls, and we have very specific places that I go to on YouTube with the girls. And one of the characters that we enjoy watching is a gentleman by the name of Blippi. Blippi. So he's this guy that will walk around a play area, basically. Now he has lots of different videos, and just so you know the scale, he's got 2 million plus videos. I mean, 2 million plus subscribers. Like, I don't know what it is, 2.4 or 5 million subscribers. His videos get into the 45 million views. Like,
yeah,
this guy's doing really, really well.
Great.
So he'll move through a space like an indoor play area, and he'll talk to the kids about colors, and he basically plays with them, and then we'll also try and teach them a couple of rudimentary things like colors. This is a circle, this is a square, look at me, I'm spinning. And it's kind of a game, and like it's kind of a game, but the thing is that the educational aspect of it, it's not like he's standing there and he's like, this is an A is which is cool, and that's fine. But what I found is like, why is my daughter able to watch this guy for so long?
Right.
And it's because he keeps moving. He never stops. He'll stop, say a thing, and then he'll keep moving on. He'll keep playing in the area.
Right.
So anyway, that was one of the inspirational elements that I thought, you know what, we could do this. We can do the same thing, but we could do better. Like, we could teach better lessons. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, we could really have a functional... I feel like he's getting better as he goes, but he just kind of is like, look at this color. He'll just do colors every time. Yep. Whereas I think we would have more of a structure. We would plan things. We would teach this lesson, but then we'd go to really try and find that free flow feeling where it doesn't stop moving.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're never in the classroom,
right,
so to speak. You know what I mean? So that was one of the inspirational elements.
And I think another aspect that you are really interested in is keeping kids moving, getting up and dancing around totally. And playing and being outside. And, look, we want them to watch it on a screen, but our kids are watching a lot of screens these days. So it would also be nice for them to jump up and down and play around.
The thing is, you're never gonna take.
You talk for a second.
You're never gonna take screens away. Screens aren't going anywhere. They're here to stay. But what you are going to do is you are able to like make kids fall in love with sport. So I absolutely love sport. I think it's the best. So in the show, what I'd love to do is I would love to introduce kids to sport and movement. Mm-hmm. And while we're moving and doing these sports and learning about these games, so you don't need to learn what the rules of the sport really are, but just like, this is what you got to do, and let's do this fun thing. You know what I mean? So you're introducing them to a sport, you're introducing them to the movement of that sport, and then you are also bringing in your ABCs, your 1, 2, 3s, because that stuff is awesome. Like, and then your 100. Like, I would love to do the 100 most common nouns. I'd love to introduce that as well. Yeah.
Amazing.
So what is it? So Jay, I initially was like, Jay, we should pitch a kids show because we can also like, I mean, we can get into a recording studio and make some cool songs, which is like
amazing.
It's really interesting for us to go into a recording studio and sing Twinkle Twinkle. It'll be awesome.
It will be great.
And then so that would be one element that would be a lot of fun for us. And then I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there just for a second. But basically, Jay, I threw it at Jay, and we've been thinking about it for a really long time. And he came up with the lead character.
Gymnastic.
Yeah.
The fantastic gymnastic.
Gymnastic.
I love it. That's our main guy.
I think it's amazing.
So he's going to be a clown. Or, I mean, not a clown, but...
I mean, he's a clown that rolls and can do a couple flips and stuff, and he's a really cool dude.
Yeah.
And we have come up with nothing else besides that, really.
No, well, yeah.
Do you know what he's going to look like? Have you thought about what he's going to look like?
A little bit.
Is he a hobo?
No.
Damn it.
We start every episode in an alley.
Yeah, with a hobo, the fantastic.
Hey, kids!
Come on down, I got some candy for you.
Belle's watching this show, and they just...
Cancel.
Yeah. No, it will not. He will not look like a hobo. No.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be very colorful.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And very bouncy.
And I don't mean a hobo, I mean like a rag man.
Ah.
You know what I mean? No.
I hear you. You like hobos. So let's I don't know. Let's wrap up the show.
Totally.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Because so I can run downstairs and put on another pot of coffee and cut this episode and get it up.
Super quick.
Yeah, we need to be a little bit better with our planning of shooting episodes.
Totally.
And coming down to the wire is tough because I do like to try to get them out at a reasonable-ish time, if possible.
Yeah.
But okay, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up.
So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's everything. We'll see how
We'll see what Bell says.
We'll see what Bell says. We got to do some screen work with Andrew. There's some things that we need to start working through for Art of Eight Limbs Season 2. Some kind of pre-work before Bell really wants to say yes. But please continue to watch if you can. Continue to watch our first season. If you're watching live right now,
go and watch it.
And it is mid-September 2018. So, if you're watching it, 2 years from now, then you can
watch it on Bell.
Watch our shows, watch all of our early work. First, go see the next big blockbuster that is coming out in the theater that we've made.
That is ours.
And then
go
back and look at our early work.
And the whole time that this is all happening, we are still grinding away at Shifted.
Yes.
And we're going to make sure and get that one out the gates before February.
Amazing. Okay, thanks, guys.
Dream big.
Work hard. Bye.
Thanks for watching.
First Frames First.
Yes. First Frames First. Thank you, Jason.
Welcome.
If you enjoyed, head over to our website, www.thefableforest.com. Check out our films and sign up for our newsletter where we will send you exclusive content.
Hit us up on our socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, always at The Fable Forest. And share our show with your friends. It'll really help us out a lot.
Dream big.
Work hard.